Our Sunday ticket on-field action is underway. Broncos and the Dragons get comfortable. It's a big afternoon and night right here on Fox League.
On the attack, let's see if they can post some points.
Dragons in the numbers, man on man, man through, pass, marginal, Shibasaki goes over. Gutherson contests with the referee, says, sir, it was forward. They've locked in the try for Shibasaki. Bam gets a try assist, first game back.
Well, that didn't take too long, did it? The Broncos, the injury to Reece Walsh has seen Dean Mariner get a start, but Mariner was the one on the outer.
You were Googling Green Rockets Tokatsu before the game, his Japanese rugby side, just trying to find out how his form was.
My knife, by the way.
Jake Duke on the sideline. Wow, their two sides attack is leaving a little bit to be desired here. Stags up for Ricky. That is the fourth for Brisbane. They lead 6-0. We're 14.5 away from half-time. Carrigan this time. Dumping and run from Carrigan. No return serve. And last tackle as DeBellin goes the legs late. Walter's there. Reynolds will be the kicker. No, he won't. Out the back, man, brilliant. Man goes over for Brisbane. Snaffled that out of the air. Then a right foot stick. And Mam on return.
Beats him and then beats Leilua. Bang, bang.
It was a jump. It was a jump forward. Chelsea Dagger getting a workout early, and it's 10-0 Brisbane. 13 to go first half.
Yeah, just some brilliance from Ezra Mam.
And that becomes 12-0, another two in the bank for the second highest scorer in Premiership history. This big young fella, he had 30 minutes last week on debut. Pacifica Tonga. DeBellin offload, King Tonga round the corner, on the bounce to Flanagan, floats it across to Sewer. Brisbane doing a lot of chasing. Jensen was left on the ground. Off goes Little, kept it alive. Flanagan for the Dragons, shut down. What a good tackle by Reynolds. Cook now. And King Tonga's kick. Sloan has got the lead. Oh! Had the ball stripped out of his hands. Play on for Mam. For the moment, Brisbane back out beyond the 10. And what is it? Because common sense says this is just rugby league. Competition for the ball. What, you meant to just let him go and score?
Well, you can't get your arms out of it. Like,
Arthur's change his intention.
Yeah. And then makes, as he's going for the ball, his arms can't, he doesn't lose both arms.
Yeah.
So if he touches the player.
Back comes Stags. This halftime show, it's a busy one from the studio today with the 3 matches to be played. Wall-to-wall rugby league here on Fox League. Raiders and Titans next. And Tigers and Rabbitohs tonight. Billy Walters will kick this time. Well inside the 40. One bounce. Very busy first half for Clint Gutherson. 10 runs of the footy. 12 points to 4 the score. Now Allen. Jacob Little. Now that's good to see Sully coming in for some work. Certainly big enough to play in the back row, and there's the strength on show. 10 inside Brisbane's half. Little. DeBellin. They rule set restart. Cook through the middle. Well, this is a big chance for St George Illawarra. I think the Broncos want the halftime siren to come, and it's still 2 minutes away. They're looking a little ragged here, Brisbane. Westpac red zone, Dragons now. Their 17th tackle there for the Brisbane defence. Holmes with it. Doesn't pass. What a tackle, Stags. Gutherson, King Tonga, Leilua. They're halfway through the set. Across to Jaden Sewer. Pressure on Sully. Offloads. Pressure on Flanagan. Has to dive for the ball. And in fact, they've called it forward. Across to Carrigan. On for Mam. Flat across to Shibasaki. Moving across for Arthurs. Back for Shibasaki. Kick over the top, but shacked it out to the left. Could have been. could have been the dazzle and the razzle that the Broncos fans wanted to see.
Boy, he's had a good season, Shibasaki. And Jesse Arthurs, we know what he can do, and hard, straight running is Jesse Arthurs' forte. Good little flick pass back into Shibasaki. The kick goes sideways, but dangerous situation there with only seconds left on the clock.
So one last play for the half, and that will do us. A half that saw Brisbane jump out to lead by 12. They posted their second try in the 26th minute to Ezra Mam, but the Tyrell Sloan try for the Dragons reduced the margin to 8. Val Holmes needs to bring his A goal-kicking game to the table here today. Could be a tight one. Second half underway. Brisbane first use. Arthurs with the catch. Little can be a danger man close to the line. We saw it at Magic Round. Here he is, de Belin with it. De Belin will get them close enough if Little wants to have a go. Ball was stripped away, and there was more than one in the tackle. But they do only have the one try in 45 minutes. And that was off a ball. So there's the scoreline. First points of the second half. The Dragons, who are Vegas-bound. Oh, they've taken the quick tap. No. Yes, allowed to. Well, Sutton, then the ball's come loose. Well, this is a dog's breakfast. What has just happened? Baker.
As the tackle was being completed, it's last play, and I think
he has not regained his feet. He's planted the ball and lost his balance. This is controversy. Just
could have gone
the scales of controversy just going up and down here.
But then to make matters worse, the quick
no dispute on the outside. Little for Flanagan. Dutton to Stewart. Clemmer, not exactly blasting onto the ball there. Tackled by Baker, who does a somersault after tripping over. Dragons with the ball. Little goes short. Cook does the 180. Back to Gutherson. Through to centre. They try with Stewart. Got it back to Gutherson! Gutho goes over for St George Illawarra. 12 men scoring the try. Both Gutherson and Cobbo wounded, injured in the collision in scoring.
And this is huge. Down to 12 men. Yeah, that's a great play. He took out 3 defenders there.
Yeah.
Hamish Stewart took 3 defenders out, spun in the tackle.
Breaks them up. All being well, we'll get the ball from the kickoff. And a 14-12 scoreline down a man. And suddenly there is that thin scoreboard pressure on Brisbane, who are battling to find their best. And Brisbane on halfway. Played by Walters. Jensen finds himself a dummy half runner. Didn't often see that. Makes 15 metres. Last tackle. It's like they've shaped an attack to Sewer where Sewer would be. Brisbane, I don't know, playing with their game heads on here. High ball. Staggs got it. Pass back inside. Dragons come up with the ball. And Little can run. Little chased by Walters. Chased by Mam. Goose-step got away from Mam. Jacob Little. The 12-man Dragons hit the front. Unbelievable.
A bit of footwork, and then Ezra Mam. He's tracking him down. He's running him down. Just a little goose step there from Jacob Little was enough for Mam to miss.
The baggage of the last month now is upon them. Holmes with an important kick. They're all important, and he nails this one. The Dragons lead by 4. The ball is in the court of Brisbane. You are talking about, as I said, the Brisbane attack. How do you get out of your mind what they did to Canterbury in the wet, the worst conditions? Dazzling. Now they're against the 12-man Dragon side. They've only won 3 games this year. They can't put a try on the board against them.
And that has been their problem over the last 6 weeks. That's why they came into this match winning 1 of their last 5.
Back 30 to 30. And man goes through. Support left and right. Staggs on his way. Staggs on his way for Brisbane. Well, that is quite the contradiction. 13 on 12. Couldn't find their way through. Full complement back. They score straight away.
Well, I guess the fact that the Dragons hit the lead while down to 12 men sparked them into something. the cattle prod had to come out and get them going, because they have been asleep. Footwork evident of just the man breathing.
To put the Broncos in front, Reynolds salutes. Brisbane 20, Dragons 18. Back in field, last tackle, Reynolds, he'll kick, looking for Mariner, batted back, Staggs for a double, no! Over and out of the corner.
Well, they almost paid the ultimate price, the Dragons, after a poor kick from Flanagan, the 7-tackle set. Got them.
Offload back for Little, hands from Gutherson. Gutho now, in the clear. King Tonga with it in support. Got away from Ricky at first attempt. Wants a quick play, the ball, planted it on the ground, allowed to continue. Gutherson over the advantage line. Leilua hands, Holmes with the ball. Flanagan inside, lost his footing with the line open. Gutherson kept alive. Little hit from behind. Sewer on to Sully, then on to Sloan. St George Illawarra use the full width, length, breadth of the field to score.
Well, that is spectacular. That is so good from the Dragons. Out to Tyrell Sloan. That's a great ball. That's a great ball as he's whacked in the back from Jacob Little.
Good point, Brandy. That's why you're on the big bucks. Holmes with a kick. In from the touchline. On its way. Valentine Holmes. Happy Valentine's Day. 24-20, Jake. Westpac red zone about to get a workout for the Dragons. They've had 20 tackles inside that zone this afternoon. From the scrum, the veterans, Cook and Gutherson combine. The old dogs, the old fellas, what do you want to say? Cook to Gutherson, 500 games of experience between them. Totally unlocked the Broncos' defence.
And it's a move that we've seen Cronulla use years back. Ben Barber from scrum play, and I'm sure.
I mean, they may not win from here, okay? Don't put the cue in the rack yet, but you've also got to be thinking, as Holmes looks to take it out to 10, he does that. I mean, the 1-point losses, if those 1-point losses become wins, and a couple of them where they outscored their opponents for tries.
Oh, that's a great play, isn't it? And you know, the Broncos should have been aware. If everyone is aware of what's going on and ready to react to a scrum loss and players break, you shouldn't have a try scored like that. But Shane Flanagan pulls the old one out of the trick bag.
Do they start with Little as hooker and Cook as running forward from now on? Is that a key to the Dragons?
Well, it's been good, hasn't it? It's been good since Little has been on the field. And you only have to go back to the try that he scored. He ran 70 metres to score a try, Jacob Little.
20. Well, they had the lead. Now it's 30 points to 20. 20 points next to Brisbane is nowhere near enough against a Dragons side that's into the 30s. I'll back Brisbane to get 30, but can they do it now with 4 minutes just under to go? Like, there's more points in the Broncos.
Of course there is.
But the clock is the enemy now. Reynolds across field. Staggs in front of a slipping Valentine Holmes. Tonga thought a knock on. Not called upon by the referee. 3.5 to go. Reynolds across. Carrigan with the ball. Look out. Look out. Man's ball. And Brisbane. A crack in the defence. You won't see bigger. Arthur scores in the corner. What a game this is. It's got everything. It's a little blue even.
Well, when the Dragons were down to 12 men and they scored a couple of tries, it was like the Broncos just hit the go button. And Reynolds.
Of course he kicks it. He could have done it with a blindfold on and a pair of thongs. 30 points to 26. Reynolds finds Haas. Back from the centre. Payne Haas. Well, they stopped him and then loses the ball. Loses the ball. Challenge fired in.
Can you believe it?
Play number 5 done. That soaked up 20 seconds, that one play.
They're a bit
Last
short out
over
the
the
right.
place. Reynolds with the ball. Shot the ground.